Hello, everyone. I want to make a quick video before I lose momentum. It's been a rough day so far. It's Thursday, it's towards the end of the week. I tend to kind of start running out of steam towards the end of the week, but this is on topic. I wanted to talk about Pomodoro, or kind of the adapted version of a Pomodoro that sometimes I like to use, and maybe it'll help you. I've seen this being referred to as reverse Pomodoro. I call it 5 on 5. So basically, what it is actually, let me explain what Pomodoro is in case somebody doesn't know what that is. It's kind of like an ADHD time management framework for productivity. You can apply it to work or just tasks, whatever you're trying to get something done. It's a way to kind of categorize your time. So basically, you do 25 minutes of work, and then you take a 5 minute break. And I think you do 4 iterations of that, and then you take a longer break. It could be like a 15 minute, 30 minute, whatever. So it's kind of a way to like break down chunk time. Sometimes that is way too much, and I can't do it at the end of the week. 25 minutes is just like way too much. I can't do it. I set the timer, even if I do like 20 minutes, sometimes I can't do that. 15 minutes, I'm like, game over, like I can't do this. So on days like this, I will do the reverse, and instead of doing the 5 minute break, you can start with the 5 minute working session. So you do 5 minutes of work, and then you take a little bit of a short break, like a couple minutes or 5 minutes, whatever. And then you do another 5 minute working session, and then you just do that a couple of times. And I have found that when I do that, it's actually easier to build up momentum. So I feel when I do this, I kind of experience it like it's accommodating both the ADHD and the autism aspects, because sometimes with the ADHD, your brain is kind of like thinking of everything all at once, right? So like the 25 minute time chunk is like too much. Even sometimes 20 or 15 minutes, it just feels like you're trying to accomplish too many things in that time frame. So if you break it down to 5, like that amount of time is so much easier for your brain to just focus on the next 5 minutes. And then if you do that multiple times, you're also tapping into like the autism inertia and monotropism strength that we have, that like once you kind of start doing something and you get into doing a task, you kind of stay in that lane. So you're kind of, I like to think of it as like you're accommodating for both in one time management setup. That might be a little bit more approachable on days where 25 or 20 or even 15 minutes just seems like a bit too much time. Like you're trying to cram a lot of tasks into that time. Just do 5 minutes and see if that helps. Look at my plant. Isn't this like adorable? It doesn't have a smell, but it's purifying my air. Yeah, so just do 5 minutes. And try doing that a couple of times and see if that actually helps. Because I found that like when I do that, I actually end up sometimes doing longer than 5 minutes. I'll do 5, take a break, do 5, take a break. And then the next time I'll do like 10 minutes without even like forcing myself to. It just feels easier because I've already kind of built up that momentum. I'm like talking way too fast. I need to slow down. What was the next thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah. If you're at a point where you feel like 5 minutes is like too much, then if you can swing it, if you can afford to, maybe what you really need is just like a day off. Because like all of these little things that we do, like the Pomodoro, like do this, like whatever, all these tasks, like it's all just like it's like coffee, like it'll help right now, but you're probably gonna feel the effect of it, like it's gonna cost you later. So like, yes, these are tools, and like we can make use of these things to accomplish whatever, goals that we want for ourselves in our life. But like, you have to be mindful as well. Like, of your own energy and what that's doing to you. And if you're doing the 5-on-5, you're probably at a point where you are like kind of just delaying the inevitable, which is like you're just delaying the burnout by just making the amount of productivity smaller and just trying to push through that way. And I get that that's what I'm kind of doing, but you know, sometimes people are just at different points in their life. I've already taken a bunch of days off, so I'm like not at a point where I could do that, but you know, if you can do that, great. Maybe you should do that. But if you can't, like, don't judge yourself. It doesn't mean that you don't care about yourself or like you're, you know, slacking on your own health. Or if you are, you know, if you're unemployed or you can't work or whatever, you know, don't judge yourself for that either. It they're all just tools that we're doing to get through life. So I'm just here to support. Sorry if that was really loud. I'll try to edit that out, but if it doesn't get edited out, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.